Alexis on fire.
Scientist.
Wolf Mother, Finger 11.
Anti-flag.
Lily Allen,
Chaos.
and you're watching the Adlercast.
Hey, how you doing? Welcome to the Adlercast. My name is Adler. Fantastic band on the show today. Their 2003 self-titled debut record was a massive hit. It was #1 in their home country of Canada, top 5 hit all over the world. 2 years of touring with that sucker led to a lot of high highs and very low lows. Today we're going to talk to these guys about how that time period affected their lives, very much for the better, but in a lot of ways for the worse. Great new record is out. It's called 1X. Today we got Adam and Brad from 3 Days Grace.
Big theme on this record is isolation, and I think for a lot of people kind of looking at it without thinking about it too hard, you think, well, they're pretty famous, there's people around them all the time, how can you be isolated with people in front of you?
Well, that's the whole thing, man, is that we were on the road for so long that we felt, I think all of us in our own way felt really isolated because we were always putting on a show for people that we didn't know, and it was, the road, it seems like everybody, there's a myth that it's very glamorous and it's always, it's sex, drugs, and rock and roll or whatever, that type of thing, and it's really not. There's a lot of people backstage that you don't know, a lot of friends of friends of friends that are just trying to be, just want to be your friend or be close to the band in some way, and a lot of people do anything that they can just to hang out, with you or whatever. So it gets very weird and strange. It was like everybody tends to pretend like they know you and they know everything about you and this and that, and so it becomes very, very isolating. Believe it or not, it's like, you got so many people around you, but you don't know them. So it's like you start to feel quite lonely.
I think a lot of people that become celebrities deal with those kinds of things, but a lot of the time it's harder for them to realize it until they kind of fall from that spotlight. Whereas you guys, you didn't fall from that spotlight. If anything, you kind of kept on rising. How is it, do you think, that you were able to kind of recognize those things going on while you're in the middle of it?
Well, there were a lot of different things happening. Like, for me, I ended up with a substance abuse problem. So that was the biggest thing for me. That all the pressure and everything that was going on around me sort of threw me into that, and I got heavy into whatever. And there's a point where I think you just realize on the road that it's things are different. It's not necessarily what it's cracked up to.
You become people that you don't want to be, and I think after we did 22 months and the communication kind of breaks down somewhere, and it's just like you wake up and it's like, morning, Bob. It's like it's weird.
So we got off the road, and we were touring for 2 years. We jumped off the road, and it was at that point that everybody sort of confronted me, and I confronted myself, and I realized I had to do something about it. So.